And now here's Rick Casey with tonight's Last Word.
Spanking has been much in the news here this week. A 23-year-old San Antonio woman, Hillary Adams, appeared on national television after posting on YouTube a 7-minute video of her father beating her angrily with a belt when she was 16. The video received more than 1 million hits. The story was made more dramatic by the fact that her father is a judge in Rockport. Meanwhile, a 40-year-old San Antonio man was arrested for spanking his 9-year-old son so hard that police found handprints on the boy's back and shoulders when they answered a call to the house. The boy said he squirmed so much that his father missed his backside. I confess that I once spanked one of my daughters, who was a particularly willful child at the age of 3, and it quickly became clear that she was too tough to take a spanking as a lesson. The stoic and determined look on her face told me that I would have to try waterboarding her to have an impact, and I wasn't sure that would work. About that time, my wife and I attended a weekly class in the writings of Maria Montessori at Judson Montessori School, where my daughter and her older sister attended. I learned that Montessori was the first female doctor in Italy, and they didn't know what to do with her, so they put her in charge of an asylum for street people. It was there that she developed her theories on teaching. Many of them are counterintuitive but effective. At this point, my willful daughter provoked daily mayhem by refusing to either wear what her mother put out or to choose her own clothing. One of us had to hold her while the other stuffed her kicking legs into trousers. So I became eager when I found a chapter by Montessori on what to do with a child who is acting up. You remove him from the group, she wrote, and take him to a quiet place. Now, that sounded familiar. Today we call it timeout. But she said what you should do then is smother the child with attention and affection. Now that struck me as un-American, rewarding a child for bad behavior. But I figured Maria Montessori was a pretty smart woman and may know something I didn't. So the next morning when the tantrum started on cue, I picked up my daughter and took her down the hall away from her sister and her mother. Then I hugged her and loved her, and within minutes she was calm and cooperative. The following morning I followed the same script. The results were even prompter, and by the end of the week the problem was gone. At the next class I reported on what had happened, and the teacher, Peter Sebring, said, "You know what you did, don't you?" I told him I had absolutely no idea. "You reminded her that she loves you," he said. I used that lesson even as my daughters grew older. Sometimes I'd send them to their rooms, but after a few minutes I'd go to them and be affectionate. It worked. Both have grown into wonderful young women, not perfect, but among their other qualities, they are loving daughters and good citizens. And it didn't require big people to beat them when they were little to make it happen. And that's it for Texas Week. See you next time.